from my experience being on both sides, being an agent and being a client of an agent, I can say that when you get really good results is when each party realizes that the other side is an asset and not a competition. Yep. So yep. When the outside, the agents realizes that the inside team is the best resource to getting to know the company, getting to know the product, getting to know the customers, getting to know what they are trying to build. And the inside team realizes that the agents is the best resource to understand how the technical side goes, because, you know, that's the right. Outside team is doing that daily with several industries, with several channels. They have all the expertise, and the inside team is 24/7 involved with the product, with the company, with the culture, with everything they're trying to build. So when each party understands that they are assets and not competitors, because sometimes the agents will be like, if the internal team can do things by themselves, they'll fire us. And the inside team will be like, if the outside team does it better than we do, then we're going to lose our jobs. But if you put your ego in front of it, then the company is not going to grow. And that's a fact.
That's right.
But when you realize that you can leverage each other's strengths and actually combine those strengths to generate better results, then that's a killer. You're going to hit your goals. You're going to double your goals. You're going to have like real performance being generated all the time, just because you're focusing on what you do best. Each side is focusing on what they do best. And then getting that together into this nice little plan will always bring good results.
Yeah. You know, and to your title, like the word partnership comes up in my mind as you're talking about this. It's the best way to describe what you're talking about. And I think that a lot of companies I know that I see, they don't have a true partnership with the agency they're working with, right? Because the agency, I put it on the agency. The agency is not coming to them and leading them, setting them in the right way. I think a lot of times that's what it is. But you know, for owners and CEOs and marketers that are listening to this, you have to understand that I think a lot of agencies don't understand how to lead the client. And so you have to lead them. You have to say, okay, we want this to be a partnership. We know our strengths. We want to know what your strengths are. Let's really get all this out on the table so we know who's doing what and how it's all going to come together, right? I see it all the time where an agency will basically be doing, delivery work where it's just order taking. You know, they'll deliver a video or they'll deliver a marketing, graphic, or they'll be doing the work of creatives, you know, or even the work of paid media, but they're really just sort of pulling levers. There's no strategy behind it. There's no partnership thinking. So, you know, to me, I think the partnership aspect is super important for a company to be thinking about how they're approaching an agency. And any agencies that are listening, you know, you should be leading your clients, right? You should be looking at their business, understanding their business. I had a client not too long ago, and they had an agency working for them doing, you know, kind of just a surface level delivery work. And they're like, you know, they're talking to me and they're, you know, kind of, open to me and saying they do good work in terms of like graphic design and the practitioner type of work, but I don't really think that they understand what we do. I don't think they get our business. And what they were really saying is they don't understand the message. Like our business, we're lost and we need to have a better message so we connect with our audience. That's where they were at that time. And our agency's not doing that for us. And to me, that's the partnership part. Like the agencies should be digging in, doing researching, understanding that product, that service, that company, the culture, everything. And if there is or isn't strategy there, one or another, they're bringing that sort of strategic mind to lead that client. So I think that partnership is a huge thing, and it's probably oversaid, but you know, people listening that have agencies right now that are not living up to what they thought it was going to be, that's what they're thinking. There's no partnership here.
Exactly. And I think that like any relationship, communication is key. So you should be communicating with your partner. your client, however you want to call it, you should be talking to them and being very open and being honest and being vulnerable and being like, hey, I know that you know this product and this brand better than anyone. So please share it with me. Please tell me and teach me how I can, have as much passion about this brand as you have. Because if I can figure that out, if I can figure out why you are so in love with your brand, I can help you make others figure that out. And that's the conversation that should be happening on day one. We should be talking not about goals, but about, more of a holistic, what do you want people to feel when they see your brand? What do you want people to, when they hear your name, what do they want them to think? And understand the passion that people are trying to convey. And then once you figure that out, then the technical part is easy because
That's
what
right.
you're trying to build, what you're trying to share with others.
I mean, if an agency took the time to understand a product or a service, and then they could critically think about that and say, okay, well, that's for this particular audience. And then when you actually run the campaign, this is where the true partnership comes in. You get results back, good or bad. Then they should be able to look at those with a critical eye and say, I think that the reason why this didn't do as well is because if we have our audience in mind, we said it this way. And I think what they're really thinking is this. So if we change the messaging or we change the headline or whatever it may be, the copy, the creative, I think it might strike them in a different way if we do it this way. Right. And that's the feedback, just those simple things. That's what the client's looking for.